like many people, I cover my plants. I've been doing it for years. I've got lots of trees out here in my 3 acres. I live north of Fort Worth, Texas. And even though we have pretty mild winters, for years I've lost my citrus trees and other trees that I've covered properly. I know to cover them, try to keep the leaves from touching the mesh. I've used both cloth mesh, it's called horticulture fleece. It's a fancy word for it. It's a cloth. This is the cloth here. It's porous and lets I think it lets water through, and but holds the air in. It doesn't matter. I've used plastic tarp also, and the trees will freeze anyway. I've lost lots of trees. The air inside gets just as cold or even colder than the air outside. The idea is to cover and capture as much ground as possible to allow the heat from the earth to, and the idea is that you capture that heat with the tent, if you will, around your plant. However, that doesn't happen, and I've got some test data to show it, and I'll show it to you. Anyway, I got tired of my plants dying even with mild freezes, so I've got a company, Haslet Products, and I'll show you. We have a product called the Garden Mini Heater, and it's a simple little bucket. It's got a heater in there. Here's the port. It blows a real soft, warm air, about 100-degree air. It's got a thermal probe, temperature probe that you can clip above, and there it is on the tree there. And inside it has a temperature controller that you can set to whatever temperature you want it to come on and to turn off. When you purchase it from our company, we ship it with 35 degrees to come on and 50 degrees to turn off, but you can set it to whatever you want. And I got lots of test data. It works. We had temperatures as low as 17 degrees, and I've had enclosures that are 8 feet tall, 36 inch by 36 inch at the base, and 8 feet tall, and our heater worked fine for those also. So if you have a need to warm your trees under canopies like this, I highly recommend our product, the Garden Mini Heater. You can go to hasletproducts.com. That's Haslet, Haslet, and then products, hasletproducts.com, and we'll ship you one of our Garden Mini Heaters. Now, stick around and I'll talk more about our heater. Haslet Products has this Garden Mini Heater, EMH is what we call it, and it's the size of a 3.5 gallon bucket, pretty small, and all you do is plug it in and put it under the tarp, and it will turn on when it gets above when it hits freezing, and as it warms up it'll turn off at about 55 degrees or whatever you set it. Now this is an upgrade to our earlier model. We now have, let me show you, we have a temperature control display where you can set the temperature that you want it to come on and set the temperature where you want it to go off. Temperature controllers only read in Celsius, so you got to do some conversions, but the beauty of it is even when it's unplugged like it is right now, it will remember your settings, so you only have to do it probably just once to get the range of the on and off of the temperature set to the way you want. The way it works here is it's got the blower with this metal duct coming out. It's a very slow, gentle breeze, if you will. I didn't want something blowing like a hair dryer onto the plants. Got the plug. You got to bring out your own extension cord and plug it in. We also have an upgrade to this that runs off batteries, a car battery, and we got still another upgrade that we got planned to run off solar panel batteries during the day, and hopefully it'll charge the battery enough to run at night also. And then here's the intake screen, so that when it's all sealed up, the hot air has some air to blow. And then we have your temperature probe. It's loose, and you can make a hanger. We'll probably supply a little hanger where you can hang it up in your plant. Of course, what you want to do is keep it away from the exhaust. You want it to be the ambient temperature, or the average temperature, if you will, for the area draped under the tent. I'm calling it the tent, the canopy that you've got covering your plant. I've got a chart here, and it's hard to read on the camera. I won't try, but the main deal is it's got Fahrenheit on and off temperatures that are commonly used. Right at freezing at 32 degrees Fahrenheit, and turns off at 50. And I've got several iterations of that. Turning on at 35 and turning on at 40. And let me show you how to set it. I'm tilting it here so you can read it. I've got a handy table here. Let's say we want to have it turn on at 35 and turn off at 50. Well, I've got this handy chart here. It's a 10 and an 8.3, and all that means is you hit the set button and you go down for 10. So we're going to go down. Now you can hold the arrow key, but dang, it is so fast, it's hardly worth it. Okay, we're going to go up to 10. That's our Celsius set temperature. It's really the off temperature. It's not very intuitive. And so you just get your hand off of it and it will blink, and that means it's set. So the set temperature is 10, and that's 10 Celsius. That's actually the off temperature at 50 degrees Fahrenheit. And then to set the on temperature, unfortunately it's not very direct. You got to set the delta temperature, which is one of the P parameters. H is for heat, and P1 is the delta. It's going to go back. But it said 3.3. That's not what we want. We want 8.3 to get this range, and that will make our on temperature at 35. So I'm going to hold the set temperature button. I'm going to hold the set button and go up to 8.3. I'm scared to hold it. It's almost like a video game. Can you hold it and not go past your number? And I'm too lazy. I'm going to just click 8. So 8.3 is the delta temperature. That's the P1 parameter, and all this stuff is explained in our instructions. And again, you have to do it just once. It is now set. This heater is now set to turn on at 35 degrees and turn off at 50. We got a test button right here on the side. Am I blocking the light? It looks like I am. We got a switch right here. You can test it and turn it on to make sure that you feel hot air coming out, and then be sure to turn it off. You can leave it on all the time, and there may be cases where you got a really hard freeze and you don't care if it goes on or off. You know it's not going to get up to a warm temperature, but in most cases you want to set it so that the temperature controller sets the on and off. You just don't want to waste electricity, and you don't want to burn up your plant.